Welcome to Nimbus, ladies and gentlemen. A nice healthy mix of maps that we've seen in the tournament today so far. And, well, we have a pretty awesome TVP in our second semi-final here. We're spawning in the top right position as the blue Protoss player, representing Carnage Esports and defeating TargA in his semi-final. In his quarterfinal even. It is Eiki. Eiki making a name for himself, of course, in the Nations Cup, doing an incredible job of that, but he's got a pretty big ask ahead of him because he's playing the red Terran player spawning in the top left position, representing Team Liquid.net. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Liquid Bunny. And Bunny, as you all know, has had an incredible year. Is he going to be able to carry his momentum forward? Will he be able to get to the finals? Even the loser in the finals gets 4 times more money than third place. This is a big stakes best of 3, guys. Don't get me wrong. So if that isn't pressure, I don't know what is. I mean, having your hands tied behind your back and playing with your feet could probably be argued as more difficult, but I don't know, if I was in this kind of position, I'd be nervous as hell. I mean, players say, well, it's just another game, we just get on with it. But you know what's at stake. And when you know what's at stake, it has to affect you somehow. So we'll see how well these players soak up the pressure. So far, we basically have an anti-Reaper set up here from Eiki, just placing his buildings in positions where it's really frustrating for a Reaper to move around. And it looks like he's going to be able to scout his opponent first as well, in addition to seeing the gas and the barracks. So he's going to know that this is a Reaper opening coming out of Bunny. It's going to be very slightly annoying with this probe, maybe because he's resigned to losing it, I don't know. But the Reaper will come out and kill off this probe. The SCV doesn't even care. Honey badgering it, just continuing to harvest those minerals. You can tickle me all you want, buddy. I don't mind. And the Reaper is now going to be moving out to harass as much as possible. The Cybernetics Core blocking off the back of the mineral line from the other way around as well. First Zealot being chrono boosted while the Cyber Core gets underway. And then we'll be seeing a Stalker and a Mothership Core pop out from our Protoss player. I see we got fans of both players in the chat. Liquid Bunny, of course, an incredibly popular player. Eiki, at the same time, though, has made a name for himself. And we have, I mean, he's less popular than Bunny, but that's just because he's won fewer tournaments, I would say. And he's definitely made a name for himself with lots of people in the chat currently cheering for him. So we'll see what he can do here. And actually, this Zealot is seriously in danger of just dying here. I'm a little bit surprised. And, well, he's going to go down, so the first Zealot going down is pretty big. Is he going to get a probe as well? Yes, he is. A Zealot and a probe. Very, very useful. Now the Stalker's going to go up onto the high ground. Yes, he's going to be moving out around the Nexus, but this Reaper is done for. To be honest, though, a probe plus a Zealot is pretty decent. Can't complain. The Stalker and the Mothership Core will be able to take it out. In the meantime, we have the Orbital Command coming down here. Now, this map on Nimbus, guys, we're going to be looking out for a lot of drops, and that's why I think we see the Factory and the Widow Mine come out here. I'm almost certain that we'll see a medevac pop out of this starport very quickly to try and go for drops. So this position, really frustrating and really susceptible to Warp Prism harassment here. But also, coming across this position, it's actually really difficult to have to defend this. What the... That's like a Wraith meets a Battle Cruiser meets a Raven. I want one of those. Why can't my Terran get that unit? Anyway, dropping into this position is really frustrating, but more importantly, especially if you control the Watchtower in this kind of area in the middle of the map, coming around and dropping here is extremely frustrating for any player. It means double drop kind of play is really difficult to deal with. If Eiki had spawned in the top left, and Bunny had spawned in the top right, it would arguably be even better because you have easy access to the less well-defended natural as well. So we do need to watch out for that. Some early pressure currently being defended by a single sentry and a Stalker. Needs to be careful. Doesn't really want to be using a photon overcharge from this Mothership Core. The goal, by the way, with this push is to get photon overcharge used so that if he drops... Okay, it's used now. The Widow Mine? What's he doing? Is he going to be... Oh, wow, it just burrows in time. I swear that Widow Mine was going to die. what I was going to say is, there we go, we've got the photon overcharge down now here, and that basically allows him to drop up here, knowing that there isn't going to be a photon overcharge, and that's pretty big right now. That's exactly what the Terran's trying to accomplish. That's why he went by ground, even though a medevac was coming out, and this was Bunny's plan all along in this particular game. And, ooh, picking up in the medevac and moving away, we have got the observer there, and, well, targeting the Widow Mine. It doesn't look like it's going to be surviving. And he's moving back to the main base going, when is Photon Overcharge finishing? Can I actually do any more damage here? He's picking up the units again in the medevac. I wonder if he's going to go back into the natural. But the Observer is now trying to see as much as he can from Eiki's point of view. He moves past that thing that looks like it could destroy everything on the map. And he's now going behind the natural, behind the main mineral line. And you know what? This is actually a position that's really difficult to defend potentially for Eiki, because he's positioned his buildings very anti-reapery. And it's really frustrating if your opponent just gets into those kind of choke points and drops and does a lot of damage. So both sides are going to back off now, but that was a good bit of early game harassment coming out of Bunny. The supply, as far as workers are concerned, 42 to 43 in favor of our Protoss. And we have got the third command center on the way as well for Bunny. No third coming down yet for Eiki. And Bunny, once again, thinking about dropping, but sees the Stalkers on the high ground and goes, actually, this might not be a good idea. So Eiki has spotted that the medevac is still in the vicinity. He's being very, very cautious right now. And Bunny is not going to be able to drop and get a substantial amount of damage done. Are we going to see Warp Prism play in a drop here? Oh, double Warp Prism Colossus drop. Yeah! Or more like one Warp Prism with Colossus, a second Warp Prism with Sentries, Force Field, Colossus. Ah! That would be disgusting. That would be sick, Artosis. I'd love to see that. We've got a double drop now coming up from Bunny. It looks like it's evaded the presence of any and all observers. But it is going to get spotted by this pylon on the edge of the base. Let's see how quickly he turns around. He's very aware of potential drop play there. The two medevacs, he can see it. But he's also got another drop to have to deal with over here. Photon Overcharge has been baited out. And as a consequence, this double drop actually behind the main mineral line, he might try and do a lot of damage with this. But two Colossi say nope, 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 nope. And one of these medevacs just about gets saved thanks to the heroic efforts of these Marines whose names we will never remember. Someone obviously pushed him out the door so that the medevac could go faster. Yep, see, there you go. They're moving faster now. Just shove him out the door, he'll be fine. And we have a forward pylon with a lot of Stalkers here coming out from Eiki, so he's looking to be a little bit aggressive himself from this moment onwards. You probably don't want to go that way. It looks like that could spell death, but he is going to think about going to attack this third base location. Now, Colossi are already out, as this Marine found out. Bob, you shouldn't have been there, Bob. And, well, combat shield charred to smithereens. We have a scan that confirms the Protoss has an army and that it is a big one. And he has to be a little bit careful. 3 Colossi here. 3 Colossi versus 2 Vikings is not ideal at all. And a bunker hasn't been able to go up, so he's going into the main base right now. Don't forget the in-base natural. Means that the main base is actually the first thing to do. What excellent force fields to allow the Colossi to do so much damage. You need to target the right-hand side, though. They're not actually targeting the right at the moment. Okay, there we go. My goodness, with those force fields. Mega. And now he has to be careful that we don't just get a stim forward killing off every Colossus, because admittedly that's close to happening. We have a medevac coming in from the back, and a force field trying to hold them off. So much damage is being done from Eiki right now. He's up to 90 supply versus 65, and one of these Colossi is still doing so much damage. There are no Vikings left on the field. The Bio Army is doing a good job, but this Colossus is absolutely mega right now. And even without that extended thermal lance, he's doing so much damage to the Bio, desperately trying to kill these things off. Yeah, the Viking is also going to go down, so this Colossus still lives. So much damage is being done. Can our Team Liquid Terran recover from this? Finally, the Colossus goes down. Double-digit kills on that guy. And the supplies are currently 77 to 41. We have 44 probes to 20 SCVs, ladies and gentlemen. This base is no longer there. I mean, he did manage to save it, and he is hanging around over here. But so much has died from Liquid Bunny. Eiki is trying to get 1 foot in the finals here, and he's doing a fantastic job of it so far. That 3 Colossus push, the great micro by the Stalkers to pick off the Vikings before the Colossi could actually receive very much damage. I think that really is what won him that engagement. Very, very patient, very clever play coming out of him there. Using the force fields to great effect, just zoning out every unit that wants to kill a Colossus is basically how he did that. He's moving in for round 2, 107 burst, 65 supply. There's the stim. Fantastic force field, trying to prevent that bio army from moving into killing the Colossus. Even with the medevac, so many of these units are going down so quickly here. And, well, 45 supply for Bunny right now, up to about 100 for Eiki. This one Colossus is doing so much damage, 7 kills to his name, and you just can't allow units to get this many kills in this kind of engagement. GG, and Carnage Esports Eiki takes a 1-0 lead over Liquid Bunny.